Let's play a game, because this is really cool.
Yeah. Well, what we did is you take the four quadrants of personalities, and my friend divided them into countries. You have control country, and it speaks for itself. Fun country, and that speaks for itself. Peace country, they just want everybody to get along. And then perfect, they want things done right. So the control country kids, they want to be in charge, and the fun country kids just want to make sure everybody is just having a great time. Peace, everybody's getting along. Perfect, they're doing it right. Now, every personality, you know, we call these flag countries. So you're from one of those countries, but there's always one other country that's your adopted country, and that's
a smaller measure.
Yeah, but you feel comfortable in it. Okay. And so what we did is we created these 36 cards, and you just take you can 5 years old on up, and you take them through that, and you have them divided into one of three categories. That's either always me, it's sometimes me, or it's never me. And then once you have them in that category, then you take that always me stack, and then you help sort them all out and distill them down to their top 6, and out of the 6, they're number 1. And then once you get there, then you can score them. You score them out on what they are. You score them on this side, and on this side, it's kind of, this is little Nicole, and she's from control country. Her adopted country's peace country. She's her favorite is she's a goal setter, and all that stuff. And
let me just be a show and teller here for a second.
And then you can make a flag card. You have a flag page card that you make out of that. And the kids put the stickers on it, and from these different personality things, and you know all about your kid. It's a fun game to play, and you can play it all the way up through teenagers. And once again, if they go to familymatters.net, they can learn all about it. But
now, for example, the control, home country control. Nicole is control. Yeah. And so, you know, her favorite motivation is goal setting.
But she's also from peace country.
That's her adopted country.
What I love about is the combinations. I have a whole chapter in this book. See, this book here goes into each country individually. Then it goes into the combinations of countries and what they mean. And then I also completely unpack the whole grace-based strategy in the middle. And I have a chapter on strong-willed children and how to bring the best out of them. That's for your parents and how they raised you. But anyway, look, here's control country and peace country. I love this. Look, that's the world's best owners and managers. So your kids are, and that's exactly the role that Nicole plays as an adult. And then here's a control and fun country. They're going to be the world's greatest leaders because they like to take charge, and they're a lot of fun to be around.
But what if the parent identifies or does not identify that, and they're pushing this child to be the leader?
Well, don't you think that would be a kind of a bad mistake?
You got a crisis.
Yeah, big time. That's why you need to know how they're hardwired. Let me give you an example from birthday parties. Okay, let's say you're a mom from fun country, and so it's time to have your peace country child's birthday.
Oh dear!
And so you invite 25 kids over.
We did this. We had all the boys in the grade 4 class.
And they're all over. And your little peace country kid's morose, and he's not saying anything. He's not being very friendly, and all that stuff. And he's not being very kind.
He came upstairs and left them.
Yeah, let them all that stuff. And so you say, "What's wrong with you? We brought all these people. They brought their gifts, and that was very unkind. You should have invited 3 kids, 2 to 3 kids. He's from peace country.
You're right.
He doesn't." Well, let's switch it around. Let's say mom's from peace country, and she invites 3 kids to the fun country's party. And they said, "Where's the party? You call this a party?"
It's a non-event.
Yeah, exactly. In control country, they want to have some say over the games you play. Perfect country wants to make sure that this is not haphazard. If you had a birthday party for perfect country, and in your last minute doing the cake, and you don't sure what games you're going to play, they're not going to have a fun time.
Well, see, and my goal-setting daughter had a party, and she had all these things lined up for these little children that they just wanted free play. Yeah. And she was disappointed because they weren't following the itinerary that she said.
What about if kids share a room? Let's say you have a perfect country boy sharing a room with a fun country brother. This kid's going to have a miserable time there. This kid's having a great time.
Yeah, the room's probably a mess.
But he's a slob.
Yeah.
He doesn't care. Where he has to have it all nice and perfect. And so this is torturing this kid.
Yeah.
And you could say, lighten up. Come on, we all have to kind of give and take, except it's insulting how God made him. Now, it might mean that we have to come up with a different way of coming up with bedroom situations for these kids, but that it's in their best interest. And obviously, the more we help find out how they're wired, then the more we can train them how to get along well with the kids from the other countries.
Well, the other thing you've already illustrated, intentionally or not, is that this isn't just kid stuff. We're finding ourselves as we look at this.
Right.
And
that's what the parents do. They'll take the kids to it. Next thing you know, they've done it. They've done the game. And if they go to FamilyMatters.net, I'm telling you, they can get this kid, and it's a game changer, and it's fun too. It's just fun.
Do the kids get to play?
Oh yeah, the game is designed for you to play with your child 5 years old on up. So they've
got to give you some of the information at least.
Well, the first thing they need to do, the mom or dad, get out the instruction book, read it, and I give them real clear instructions how they do this with their kid and how they don't manipulate that outcome, because they might say, "Oh, I can't believe they would pick that one," but sure enough, it turns out right.
I noticed here, yeah. Did I get the right page? The world's greatest leaders. Oh, I made a note of that. Yeah. Just my concern was that your child may come out in a strength that doesn't line up with the direction you've set for them.
Yeah.
You mustn't force it in another direction.
Well, exactly, because once again, it's like force them to wear their shoes on the wrong foot. You know, I'm a left-hander, and they forced me to slant my paper like a right-hander. Up until like 7th grade, I was required. Well, that forced me to write with a crook and write uphill. And instead of the same way, it's supposed to be in the same direction as my arm. Well, they were working against me. And so I was mischievous. I was always in trouble. I got bad conduct grades and so forth. And so they finally switched my paper. I still had bad conduct grades and was mischievous. Turned out I was just a real busy kid.
Were you ADD?
Oh, I'm off the charts.
Really?
Off the charts. I'm ADD off the charts, and I want to tell you something, Moira. I thank God every day that I am. This is one of the greatest gifts of my life. And I tell parents, please don't let the system marginalize your kids with some label. This is a gift. It is a wonderful, wonderful gift. That your kid's going to be able to do extraordinary things. I mean, look at most of our presidents are ADD. The CEOs, some of our greatest quarterbacks and hockey players are ADD. Musicians, artists, they're the people that make life so much more exciting. So your kids, it's a great thing. I wish I had a double dose.
I have been really impressed by the number of people we've just loved on this couch who, I've got to watch how I say that, whose interviews we've really enjoyed, who have admitted that they're ADD. They didn't used to, but now they're sharing it.
I admit it. I praise God for it. I mean, all I want to do is, I would like to find the person who put the word deficit in this thing and just give them a noogie or something like that. Say, why would you put such a negative word in such a positive thing? This is a gift. And so you marginalize us and say we have a deficit. No, we have a gift. And most people, when they see how it works, they would kill for it. But and they say, well, you're easily distracted. No, it's not that we're easily distracted. It's that we're paying attention to everything. That's why we can't focus on what's in front of us, because we're paying attention to everything. So if you have an ADD kid, don't let him sit in the back of the class. Put him on the front row. Now you've just taken 24 distractions out of his way. You know, they thrive on lists, and I go into this in this thing. They thrive on lists. They thrive on deadlines.
Well, I'm surrounded by gifts from Dr. Tim Kimmel, all practical, insightful tools to help us be confident parents and remove us from the fear factor path. And this one, I just have to mention, Little House on the Freeway, Help for the Hurried Home. We didn't have time to talk about it this visit, but it's very evident that we're going to have to get off the freeway if we want to invest the time needed.
Satan figured out he doesn't have to make any of us Christian people bad. He just has to make us too busy.
Yeah.
And he can get the same effect. And see, God says, no, I got a better plan for you. And straight from Jesus' life, all the principles in that.
Thank you. Thanks for all these. Thanks for 3 great days. Thanks for FamilyMatters.net, where we can get into all of this.
We love stopping by Huntley Street. Thank you.
God bless you. Love to Darcy when you get home.
You bet.